70. After the deaths of Parker and Lambert, Ripley goes to the engineer's room and activates the ship's self-destruct mechanism. Originally, according to the final screenplay, the ship did not have a self-destruct system. Instead, Ripley overloads the engine without cooling, causing an explosion in 5 minutes. The scene of the movie has changed during filming. In the movie, Ripley shouts to the computer that she has started the engine cooling. This line was filmed before blowing up the engine was changed to self-destruction mechanism. The self-destruct mechanism is odd. It's hard to justify its usefulness or significance with the Nostromo. Because of this, the original overloading engine without cooling to cause the explosion makes more sense than the self-destruct mechanism in the movie. 71. Ripley runs towards the airlock of the Narcissus shuttle with her cat carrier. Just as Ripley approaches the airlock, she notices an alien around the corner blocking the passage to the shuttle. Ripley leaves the cat carrier and goes back to the engineering room to stop the self-destruct system. Ripley fails to stop the system and goes back to confront the alien. Ripley notices that alien is no longer at the airlock. She takes Jones and goes to the Narcissus shuttle.
T-minus 3 minutes.
In the final screenplay, Ripley returns to the engineering room and tries to start the cooling system to cool the engine, but it's too late. Otherwise, the scene is similar to the movie. A funny detail in the movie is that when Ripley is about to cancel the self-destruction, she reads the instructions in French. In the comic book Alien, the illustrated story, we see a box alien that Ripley runs into when he first tries to board the Narcissus shuttle. In the corridor, the alien is in a box-shaped position and rises from it to its normal form after spotting Ripley. No one from the production has acknowledged the scene as filmed, even though the creator of the cartoon, Walt Simonson, strongly claims that it was filmed. A very short video of Alien rising from a crouch in front of the airlock has been leaked to the public, but not from the box position. 72. Ripley quickly launches the Narcissus shuttle, which takes off flying away from the Nostromo and cargo. At the same time, Mother counts down the time until the Nostromo and ore refinery explode. Ripley sees a series of explosions in Narcissus' window. Ridley Scott originally wanted to include the toy bird objects in the scene for the last time. In the rhythm of the countdown, the toy bird's beak hits the glass and the last counting number is not heard. There is only silence when the toy bird's beak hits the glass for the last time and everything explodes. This version has not been published officially.
25, 24, 23, 19, 18, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
'73. Ripley prepares for hypersleep. While preparing, suddenly, an alien limb comes out of the structures. Ripley runs to the equipment locker in a panic. She puts on a spacesuit, loads the harpoon, carefully goes out of the equipment closet to sit there and ties herself up with the belts. Ripley presses the button to open the outer door of the Narcissus shuttle, which sucks the alien out. The alien manages to grab through the doorway, and Ripley fires the harpoon into the alien's space. The alien hangs from the harpoon wire and is about to climb back into the ship via the shuttle's second engine. Ripley starts the engines and the alien is destroyed in the jet stream into space. Ripley dictates the final reports and begins sleeping in the hypersleep tube with the cat.
This is Ripley, last survivor of the Nostromo. Signing off.
There were several different versions of the final scene. The final film version, as presented earlier, differed significantly from the final screenplay version, novel version, and Ridley Scott's versions. In Ridley Scott's version, Ripley was originally supposed to be completely naked in the scene. The film company saw nudity as inappropriate, and it was feared that the film rating would change, so Ripley appears in the scene in a t-shirt and underwear. According to Ridley Scott's storyboards, Ripley is pulled out of the outer door of the Narcissus shuttle with the alien after Ripley has shot the alien with a harpoon. Ripley is hanging from a safety wire outside. The alien starts crawling along the wire and Ripley shoots the alien in the head. The alien is wounded, but it has no major effect. Ripley manages to get back on the ship and close the hatch before the alien can get inside. The end proceeds like in the movie. The execution of the scene was left out for budget reasons. No footage of the scene has been leaked to the public. Ridley Scott originally also planned a much darker final scene as well. In it, Ripley doesn't notice the alien in the Narcissus shuttle. Ripley records the final report. Unexpectedly, the alien kills Ripley by biting her head with the inner jaw. The production company did not agree to this. The movie company insisted that Ripley had to survive and defeat Alien. No footage of the scene has been leaked to the public. Thinking about the sequel, Ridley Scott also had an idea through another alien or an alien egg. The film would end like in the final movie, but right before the end, a video of another alien or an alien egg in the hull of the Narcissus ship would be shown. Final screenplay and novel version of the final scene were very similar. According to the final screenplay, Ripley confronts the alien directly, but the alien does not attack but looks at Ripley. Suddenly, Ripley dives towards the equipment cabinet. While Ripley is in the equipment locker, the alien looks at Ripley through the glass of the equipment locker out of curiosity. In the background, the panicked Jones cat is moaning loudly in the cat's carrier. This annoys Alien and it focuses on the cat's carrier. Alien starts swinging and throwing the cat carrier. Ripley knocks on the window and tries to get Alien's attention. Ripley puts on a spacesuit and comes out of the equipment closet with a sharp spear. Upon exiting, the alien is confronted by Ripley, who impales the alien with a spear. Acid starts leaking out of the alien, and before the acid touches the floor of the ship, Ripley opens the outer door of the Narcissus shuttle. Flying out, the alien grabs Ripley's leg with its limb. While the alien is outside of the shuttle, Ripley manages to close the door. The alien's limbs break on the inside as the door closes. Acid eats away at the bottom edge of the door. Ripley starts the engines and the alien is destroyed in space. No footage of the scene has been leaked to the public. A somewhat similar scene is in James Cameron's movie Aliens, when the Queen alien hangs from Ripley's leg outside the airlock. This was the end of the Alien film and story, to the extent that material is generally available or has been published. As we can see from the video series, the story of Alien is much bigger than the released theatrical version and the director's cut version show. The reason for the story's breadth is the number of originators of the story and the background. Officially, it is stated that everything comes from Dan O'Bannon's writing, but in reality, there are many older science fiction movies and cartoons from the 1950s to 60s, from which O'Bannon got the ideas for his own writing. For example, The Thing from Another World, 1951, Forbidden Planet, 1956, and Junkyard, 1953, have influenced O'Bannon's screenplay. When 20th Century Fox/Brandywine Productions acquired the rights to Dan O'Bannon's 1976 screenplay, Brandywine Productions' David Giler and Walter Hill began developing the screenplay. The script of the film changed and developed countless times during filming. In 1978, Ridley Scott was attached to the film and immediately began creating storyboards, bringing his own addition to the screenplay. H.R. Giger and Ron Cobb have had a huge influence on the visual result of the film, and with it, the scenes. In addition to these, the final result has been influenced by many other people. Naturally, Ronald Shusett as the author of the original story with Dan O'Bannon, but also the production company, with whom Ridley Scott had constant discussions during the production. Final screenplay, 1978, represents the starting point for making the film. Behind it are a lot of ideas and suggestions that Ridley Scott drew in storyboards. Some of the ideas and suggestions were transferred to the script, some part not. If the budget for the film had been higher, we would have seen significantly more storyboard scenes in the final film. The production and filming of the movie Alien in 1978 has also broadened the story, in some ways confusingly. In the film, we can see scenes that are not in the screenplay and scenes that have changed during production. The released Alien film is a cut collection from a larger whole, both in terms of the story and the filmed material. So, there isn't one specific Alien story. It's a big whole from which the story is born. This makes the film fascinating even after 45 years. This brings us to the central important question. How much footage was filmed that has not been released, and what does that footage include? This is the question that the next Alien video series will delve into.